Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Gary's Record Collection. This episode, we are going to have a record that probably, no exaggeration, was probably in every household in America at one time or another. And you're thinking, the Beatles? Michael Jackson? No, I'm talking about Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, Whipped Cream and Other Delights. The iconic album put out by Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, one of so many that they released during their career, came out in April of 1965. So this thing, almost 58 years old or so, of the time of this taping. Incredible. And I say everybody had this because it was #1 on the charts, not only in 1965, but in 1966 when another album came out, and it came back to the top of the charts. Herb Alpert, and we're going to get into this in another episode. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass outsold the Beatles. Outsold the Beatles. They had 3 albums in the top 10 in 1966. One group. Has anybody else done that? That is a crazy stat. But we'll save that for another time. This is about the one album, Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, Whipped Cream and Other Delights. And of course, I have my copy here. I have actually, probably going to come as no surprise, more than one copy. This is actually, if you can see this is the mono version because the catalog number is LP 110. This is a time when they were putting out albums in mono and stereo versions. So we have the mono version come out, and then the stereo version, which you can see here. Stereo is SP4110. And it'll show you on the back that they use the same back cover for both, so they have both catalog numbers on there. Incredible. And there's actually cover variations that came in the first few years. Let's look at this real quick. This is, and believe it or not, I have a sealed copy, 2 sealed copies of this from the 60s. But here you go. Here's the album cover, and you can see that A Taste of Honey is actually in yellow, the title of the song. And that wasn't always the way it was. There was one. Let's see if we can find it. We're going to go through my gigantic stack. No, that's not it. No, that's not it either. Hang on. We're getting to it. No, that's not it. But check this out. It's got the original sticker on it. List price $479. Your price $344 back in the day. Unbelievable. Had another one. I can't read what the price is, but it said it was whatever the list price was, and now only. Oh yes, I can. $229. You could have this. This was yours for $229 back in the day. All right, here is a cover that has The Taste of Honey, not in yellow, but it's the same color as all the other songs. Now, interestingly enough, on this album too. Look at the cover it doesn't go all the way to the edge. You go back and look at one of these others that we have. That's all the way to the edge. And then actually, if you flip it, you can see that there is a little bit of green around the corner, the edges. Well, so what they did is they did the whole cover, and then on this back one, it looks like they had a sticker. Like this entire white part is just a sticker they put on the back. This cover, which is different, has the back cover is full, and then the front was blank, and they used was the front sticker. So unbelievable that they had all of these different pressings, and you can tell that it's cropped differently too. Check out where the top of the Herb Alpert logo is. It's almost right at the top of the album. But if you look here, there's plenty of space right here that could have been used. A big hit internationally. This is a Canadian version of it. Check it out. The logo is and the songs are all in yellow. Has the big A&M sticker right here too. And another one where it does not go all the way around the top over. It has that white border. Different back cover on this one too. If you can see that right there. Check it out. And then of course, a hit overseas. This is from the United Kingdom. This is the English version of the album. Has the Whipped Cream Girl on the front, but a completely different layout of the album itself. And the back cover is different nonetheless. All right, so you're saying, Gary, yeah, that's all great. You've got the albums, but is that when you stopped collecting them? No, because I got the CD when it came out in the mid to late 80s. Oh, I got the reissue when it came out in 2005. Oh, look, and then there was a collector set, too, that has 3 albums in here, and they have the Whipped Cream Lady on that, so I have that as well. And you're probably saying, Gary, okay, that's great. You have the albums. You have the CDs. What else you got? Anything? Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, look at that. Here's the 8-track of Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Now, please don't ask me the question, do you have a player that can play these? Because the answer is no, I don't. And also B, it's none of your business. So there you go. Whipped Cream on 8-track. And there's the back cover for you. Look at that. And if that wasn't cool enough, all you old audiophiles, here it is. The reel-to-reel version of the album. Let's open this right up real quick. If we can. Oh, maybe it's stuck together. Maybe we can't. Yes, we can. There it is. Whipped Cream and Other Delights on audio tape, reel-to-reel audio tape. Has the same, almost the same back cover as the album. Doesn't have Herb Alpert's picture on it, but the same pretty much the layout. And of course, the girl on the front. Ooh, just notice this too. A green and yellow A&M logo, which was not on the others. Interesting. Enough about the album cover. We've seen the album cover forever, and it'll be burned into our retinas until the last day. What about the music? Let's start with the title track, which is iconic. Now, during this time, Herb Alpert was using studio musicians to play these songs. He didn't actually have a real band. So this was performed by the Wrecking Crew, Hal Blaine on drums, and everybody else in the Wrecking Crew that was a famous name back then are all playing on this record and the records that preceded it. It was after this record that the success was so huge that everybody demanded that Herb Alpert go out on tour. He had to put his own band together. Another great song. So that, and the other thing with Whipped Cream, you've probably heard it on The Dating Game. They used that, and they used this one as the part where the tell the girl where she's going on a date with a fabulous bachelor. Lollipops and Roses, another great song off that album. 2 singles were released from the album. Whipped Cream was one of them, and the other one was A Taste of Honey. Another song on here that was famous. Sounds like stripper music. It's Love Potion number 9, a cover version. That's great. Now, interesting, if you haven't noticed yet, and if you didn't notice, Whipped Cream and Utter Delights. And you look at, okay, that's a great album and a great title, and we got the lady in the whipped cream and all of that. But look at all the song titles on here. A Taste of Honey, Green Peppers, Tangerine, Bittersweet Samba, Lemon Tree, Whipped Cream, Love Potion number 9, El Garbanzo, Ladyfingers, Butterball, Peanuts, Lollipops and Roses, all food. It's all food titles all on one album, which is, I don't know if it was an inside joke or if it was planned that way, but it's, I don't know. I figure that's hilarious in its own right. One other thing I wanted to point out about Whipped Cream and Utter Delights, after this was all, these albums had come out, and then Herb Alpert went on tour, there was a call for television specials too. So Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass had a 1-hour television special. And they had, believe it or not, the first video, it looked like a video, and shot on videotape no less, for Whipped Cream. So we're going to go full screen and we're going to play that for you right now.
It was Charlie Chaplin who built the lot here many years ago. And he made some of his most famous pictures. You know, I remember the first day I arrived here was really kind of thrilling, because I couldn't help thinking about all the fantastic things that used to happen here so many years ago. I kind of wondered how this old studio that was so used to limelight was going to take to something like whipped cream.
8M Studios was the old Charlie Chaplin studios, so that's why we've got Charlie Chaplin here. As you watch this, I want you to remember and look for this, that there are only like 3 edits in this entire thing. All of this is choreographed, so there are no cutaways. And it goes for a minute or so before there's one edit. And also, surprisingly, for this time, shot on videotape on location. You would expect this to be on film. All right, and there's the first edit of the whole thing. Still on that same sequence, they have not cut away. And there's a dissolve. So now we're into our final segment. So 2 edits, 3 long sequences, the entire song. Unbelievable. And you wonder how long it took for them to choreograph this and rehearse it and make it happen. With all the Charlie Chaplins are along the rooftop too. That is amazing. That is hilarious. And it was very innovative. That's what Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass were all about in the 60s. So you want to find this album? Go to any Goodwill or Salvation Army or any thrift store. There will be multiple copies in there. You cannot miss it. And because everybody had it, they must have sold, I swear, billions of copies of this album. So Whipped Cream and Other Delights. I hope you like it as much as I do. We'll see you again next time on Gary's Record Collection.